Fence fam, what is going on? Welcome to this Taco Tuesday. We are live coming to you guys. I feel like I've been off for a while, but I guess we were here last week. But we got first time guests, and we're super pumped for this one. Actually met him for the first time at Midyear, actually. Sat next to each other on that bus from the service project. So,
Yeah.
Jared, what's up, dude?
Not much. How are you, sir?
Good, hanging in there. Which, if it looks like I'm doing something, that's because I'm trying to share this thing on the 73 different Facebook groups that there are.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but I was like, I told Jessica, I was like, which everybody knows who that is, but I was like, we got to make the intro longer because I don't have enough time. My fat fingers keep hitting the wrong buttons and stuff. So, yeah, so here we are. But Jared, those of the people that watch this, they may not know who you are because you're kind of a quiet, secretive guy. Who are you? Where are you from?
I'm from Atlanta. My name is Jared Meyer. President of Accent Fence. Family business. Bought it a couple years ago and decided to try to take it to the moon. So sit in the shadows and try to win at the highest rate possible. Stay quiet doing it.
Yeah. It's funny because when I first started messaging you, I didn't have your number and I hit you up on Messenger.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, man, I'm not on social media. I'm surprised you haven't seen this.
Yeah.
So what has kept you off of that?
The attention. I don't want to, I'm not saying I don't want attention. Everyone wants attention, but I want to keep my blinders on and keep doing me. Seems to work out well. So why not keep staying on it? I scroll on when I'm bored, but I try to stay off the Facebook groups, all the fence Facebook groups, because it's all negative Nancy stuff. And I don't like that. I want to be positive and good for the industry. So
you're not going to get on doing any TikTok dances or none of that stuff?
I mean, I don't think you guys want to see me shake something, but we can try. It's just not going to go viral. So
it might, man. You never know. Which I will have to say, I got to give credit to you. Your AI skills are phenomenal.
I have AI skills.
Yeah, I see.
Oh yeah. I got bored. Everyone should know. I got a little bored.
Yeah, I've seen some of those, and I was like, man, I think it was actually one that you did of this fella right here, Shane Catton's here.
Oh yeah,
saying what's up, y'all? Long time listener, first time caller. Yeah, those were freaking hilarious, dude.
Yeah, got a little bored.
Yeah. Let's see. Nathan Downs is here. It says, he's from Mars, freak, American hero. Love this guy.
Love Nathan. He's awesome.
He is. Shane says,
not quiet around you, Shane. You just bring out the best in people.
Amanda, shout out to the Contractor Accelerator, is in the house.
Amanda?
Happy Tuesday, friends. And then, what's that say? I can't read that. I got some old man eyes. But someone from YouTube says, speak for yourself. So I'm not sure what we had said, but
I don't know.
Maybe it was the quiet side. I don't know. Yeah. Or, not liking social. Who knows? But anyways, so you're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You have a fence company, Accent Fence.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about? And how long has it been around?
So we've been around, the business has been around for 26, 27 years now, I think. Mm-hmm. And me and my dad bought the business in 2021, January 2021. It was a small little like mom and pop shop, just humping along. The old owner was okay with doing what he was doing, didn't want to grow, didn't want to do nothing crazy with it, just pen and paper, didn't have QuickBooks, didn't have any of that stuff, no technology. And it was a good investment, good project to take on. I just got out of the Marine Corps and was in college, and college went, not in person at that point. So it was a good opportunity to branch out and learn in real life and, go from there.
So 2 questions off that. What did you do in the military and what were you going to college for?
So in the military, I drove trucks with 3rd MRB, which is MARSOC, which is Special Forces for the Marine Corps. I didn't do any cool stuff. I just got to be with the cool guys. But I learned a lot about logistics and, how to operate efficiently and, how to stay very quick and efficient with what you do.
Mhm.
In school, I had a double major in accounting and construction management. I'm almost finished with it. I have like 2 classes left that I just don't have the time to go back and finish. I have my capstone in both classes, and I don't think I'm going back. Put it that way.
No.
Parents are not very happy about it, but
I mean, you said 2 classes left?
yeah, it's a capstone. It's a follow on of the whole entire thing, and I just don't have the time to go to the class in the middle of the day.
Yeah,
I'm
that
busy,
would suck.
so
That would suck. So yeah, the logistics stuff, that sounds like, well, and obviously some of the college,
Mhm.
education that you have, it all kind of came together whenever Pops was like, "Hey, you want to be involved with this?"
Yeah, it was a good opportunity to show my skills. You got to
Yeah.
learn. You got to sit in the back and learn. You got to install a little bit. You got to work in the warehouse. You got to work. I mean, I've done every single job in the business, from answering
Mhm.
phones at the front desk to working in the warehouse, to being the operations manager, to being the sales manager, to running the business, to doing the books. I mean, I've done it all, so I know how every portion runs. I know the most efficient way to do it in my eyes, and
Mhm.
I that's the way I look at it. But there's a lot
Yeah.
of work, there's a lot of easy work to do, a lot of more efficient ways to do a lot of things with
Mhm.
modern technology and a good CRM and a good estimating software. So
That's a unique way, obviously being an owner and then coming in and doing every position in the business, because a lot of times the owners may not have time to answer the phone, depending on where they are in life and business.
mhm.
Um, how has that helped you with dealing with the people that work with you?
It's a different perspective. I mean, I know what they do on a day to day. I know it's hard.
Mhm.
It's not easy. So you just got to have good people that are really good at what they do and they enjoy it. I mean,
Mhm.
work is not enjoyable. We all know that, but we all want to, have a good team, good culture, good atmosphere, and I think that's the biggest, part of it.
Yeah.
So I know what they go through on a daily basis. Um, I know how I would feel when I was getting yelled at because I didn't put the books in correctly, or I screwed up an order when I was in the warehouse. So, I mean, I was treated just like whatever job I was doing. I mean, that's the way I was raised. That's the way I was doing things, and you
Mhm.
know, my parents are the toughest critics, but the biggest supporters, and they helped me out a lot, and
Mhm.
decided to give back and continue helping them, and it's been very advantageous for me. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I think it's funny that you said in there, um, about having work sucks, but we all got to do it. I say that all the time here, and I'm like, look, we all know this sucks, like, but it has to get done.
Yeah,
So let's just do it, and we'll all cry about it. So,
yeah.
um, I want to go back to whenever you got involved with the fence company.
hmm
What made you decide to do it and
So
get into fence?
we looked at a couple businesses, the family, and me, my dad, and my mom. Between the fence company, a golf cart company, a marina on the lake in Atlanta, Lake Lanier, and a couple other ones, and
Mhm.
scalability and growth potential. Like, we had no idea we would get to where we are now. Just
Mhm.
no idea. No one in the right mind thought about it, because we didn't know. But I mean, everything else had a good estimating, good ERP system, or a good system in place. So it's just a business that you own. This is something you actually work in and grow,
Yeah.
and it had the most potential to be big. So from what we thought, and obviously, hard work and dedication, and you get someplace.
Yeah.
So
How many crews was the place running before you guys came in?
it was running. I think they were running 2 to 3.
And
Man,
then now you run roughly
I mean, today
a
we
lot
ran
more.
19. Yeah,
19?
yeah,
Yeah. That's a little bit of growth, huh?
yeah.
Sean Bahinsky stopping by, says Jared is my favorite Mormon. Great show, guys.
Me and Sean have a great dynamic. Uh, so
Mike says doing everything throughout the business helps a lot in the long
yeah.
run. I 100% agree with that. I think that it's key. And a lot of people don't realize it, because it's also one of those things where you don't understand how someone's day is until you do the job,
hmm
right? Because everyone's like, oh, that's easy. I could do that. I
Yeah,
can order material all day long, until you do it.
yeah.
So,
It's not easy.
no. Now, what What is your role today? What are you doing in the business?
I'm the idea guy. I like to say that. I solve the little problems. I try to work a lot of stuff on the higher level, forecasting, buying, partnerships with vendors, partnership with builders. We do a lot of builder work, and just for figuring out what we want to do with the future. I'm working 3-6 months ahead pretty much at all times, figuring out what we want to do. And then I handle a certain couple builders myself that I have really good relationships with them and are certain mentors to me that have been in the industry and building industry for a lot longer than I have. So that's pretty much what I do on a daily basis. And then I solve problems very bluntly. People don't like me getting involved because it usually ends with a lot of cussing and a lot of fighting and shit getting done real quick. So
Really?
Yeah.
Which someone did stop by and said, "Tell Jared I love his vest."
Yeah. This is my favorite golf course. I got taken out here by someone. It's the honors course in Chattanooga. It's probably the nicest course I'll ever get to see, and I'll never be a member because I can't afford it. So
maybe one day, right?
Well, one day maybe. I hope so. I really hope so.
That's the goal in life.
Yeah.
So obviously growing the business like you have, what do you think was one of the key things that you changed that they were doing?
Partnerships with vendors. You really got to get someone to buy into your growth. And that's been a bunch of vendors for us, Imperial Fence Supply, UFP, ProWood, partnering with, massive brands that show, they're small enough to know, but you have a good enough relationship where you can call them and they can help solve your problems. Their job is to solve problems, just like our job is to solve problems in this business. Their job is to sell us product and solve our problems. So once you have that understanding, you can, buy better, be better, and, win at a higher rate.
How does a small guy get on that side of somebody?
You got to get, they're willing to talk to anyone. They want to talk to everyone. Their job is to, from my understanding, I'm not in the supply business, but their job is to sell. So if they can sell you something, why won't they sell you something? There's no reason they shouldn't, obviously price matters, but the biggest thing is, having a great relationship. If they're going to get you out of a bind, they're going to be my vendor. They're going to be my partner in growing this business, because the more you buy, the cheaper your price are going to be. So you can buy in bulk. So.
That's what I've always been saying, which, speaking of vendors, Todd Jeffrey's in the house saying great town.
Oh yeah. Chattanooga's a great town.
Sean stopping by saying, "What's up, guys? Keep crushing it. See you all at Fence Tech 2027. And then, does it say Gartfunkel? How many fences have you ever? I don't know. How many fences have you ever installed? Not sure.
I have not installed a lot of fences. I'm not going to lie about that. I know how to build it, but I don't dig post holes anymore.
No. Do you pound post?
Nope.
Or do you not do any of that?
I don't do any of that. We are all subs.
Are you?
Yep, all subs.
Now, I assume, are you guys doing a lot of pounding?
Nope.
They all dig and set?
Dig and set everything.
Really? Is anybody in your area doing no dig?
And there's some smaller outfits, and they do great work. It's just doesn't fit the business model, because the subs have to have their own equipment.
Yeah.
I'm not renting out $4,000 pounders every day of the week.
Why? They only need fixed every other day of the week.
Exactly. So in my eyes, it's not advantageous to me. In the market's a very predominantly pine market. And there's a lot of competition in the market, and, to keep prices where we are, where we continue to sell, make our margin, we have to do it a certain way. So,
yeah. Let's see here. We got Melanie stopping by saying, "Hey, I'm coming to visit Chattanooga soon."
Hell yeah. Go have fun. It's a great place to be.
Justin Narringhouse saying, "What's up?"
What up, Justin?
Justin Judy stopping by. Howdy, friends. Looking great as always.
A little plug for Justin Judy. His new, him and Mike, I can't say his last name. They have this thing called Stash Grade. Let me tell you, that is the most awesome software that you can pay for a month. It tells you everything you need to know about your business.
Really?
It's like a business analytics tool. It is awesome. We just
what is it? Stash Grade?
Yep. They just launched it like a month ago. Justin's down here doing, we're talking and doing a technology console right now, and he's actually like a mile down the road.
Really?
Yeah, and we've been using it, and it's if your books aren't in order, it doesn't work well, but it helps you get your books in order pretty quick, and that helps for the business for growth. So
that's crazy. Justin's a very smart fella. He's been on here before.
Yeah, one of the smartest guys I've ever met.
And he had a nice arcade collection. I think he had the Ninja Turtles game.
Oh, okay.
Behind him the whole time. I was like, dude, that's legit.
Yeah, he's intelligent. I'll say that. There's no doubt about it. You got to surround yourself with smarter people.
Yeah, definitely have to do that for sure. Okay, so when it comes to you've mentioned forecasting a couple different times.
Mm-hmm.
For some of the people that are watching and some of the people that already know, kind of give them a little bit of what forecasting is before we get diving into it.
So I pull, this is my technique, and this is not what I suggest for everyone. This is what works for me. I pull last year's, P&L, and I pull it month to month, and I see ours is broken down, what materials we use for this month, and I see the cost of that materials. So I dig a little deeper, like, hey, we did this much wood, this much aluminum, this much steel, this much chain link, this much PVC or whatever. And we just continue to forecast on that. So we know we were down on PVC last year this time. Like, we didn't do any really PVC last year. Now we're doing a lot of it. So how did we get to that level? How do we get to that point? Mm-hmm. Well, we figured our margins were too high and we weren't buying correctly on PVC. Every time we bid it, we lose. So we can see our win and lose rates. And then we just figured out how to buy better, figured out what our partner would be for that. And then we pushed it out to the market. We started marketing better on it. And we started trying to push it on every sale. If we gave a wood option, it'd be a good, better, best. And wood is is a good option. PVC, cedar is a better option. PVC is the best option, and that's how our model is. So almost all quotes go out the good, better, best. And usually customers either pick the good or the best. They never pick the middle, which also has, in my opinion, this is the way I price it, always has the highest margin. Because I would pick the middle of everything. You don't need the creme de la creme. You need just enough to get by, but you don't want the basic version. But the economy has proven that it's either the best or the worst option. So
I agree with that, because if it were me, I'd pick middle. But I would say most of our customers, and maybe everybody hears this, I don't know, but we always hear someone go, well, I only need to last me about 5 years or so, and then I'm looking to sell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's a new build. Like, you're already looking to sell, but everybody says it.
The average home buyer stays in their house for 7 to 10 years.
Really?
Yep. Average first-time home buyer stays in their house for less than 7 years. In Atlanta.
First-time home
buyer in Atlanta stays in their house for less than 7 years.
That's interesting. So you're not even really having to drop warranty information, because you're leaving in 7 years.
Nope, we don't do any warranties.
Oh, really?
Well, we have a 5-year workmanship, and then we have a 60-day gate warranty on wood gates. But we don't warranty pickets. We don't warranty anything. We recommend they stain it through us. But staining is another add-on that we are very profitable in. I don't like to do it, but it's something we do, and we do offer it, and we do really well on it.
Why did you pick 60 days on the gate warranty?
It sounds good. Usually gates don't have issues until 60 days plus. So 60 days is like the customer feels like they got something, and we'll go out and fix it. To be honest, we usually cover it for about a year, but we want to be fair to us and fair to them.
Yeah, you sound like me, because I'm like, whatever, that messed up, that it's warped, twist, whatever. You're like, man, they need to be paying us, and next thing you know, we're going out there and just doing it, because I'm like, it puts you in a tough spot, and that you need to make money on it, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure customers are happy, because they're who's paying the bills, right? So,
so on the forefront of marketing, forefront of forecasting, it's also based on marketing. how you displace your ad spend and how you know, where you want to be, right? So mine is 8% of revenue of 2 trailing months. And that's how much I spend on marketing of ad spend that month. A total of 10% of revenue gets put into ad spend between social media, the website, and ad spend, you know. And that's what my model is. Usually it ends up being 9 to 10% every month.
Which, speaking of social media, Easy Louver, you guys go follow them on social media. Their social media is crushing it right now. So whenever you say putting in the social media and stuff, where do you find your biggest kickback on your marketing?
Google Ads, to be honest. I mean, it's a really tough market. Unlike a lot of other areas, it's a very condensed market per square mile. So there's a lot of fence companies per square mile, but and there's a lot of competition just like everywhere else. But the business thrives off of, like, the more we do, the more we can make, right? So we know our bottom dollar, right, where we can sell things at. We don't go, we hold strong on that. But we know where we can make our net to our net percentage where we want at the end of the year, the minimum. But then we can grow off that. So the more crews I can run, the more ad spend I can do, the more that comes back to the bottom line. Because how do I say this correctly? The growth in revenue and the growth in crews, my overhead doesn't change. So that's the really great thing about running subs. The more I can run, the more I can make. And when I run another crew over my minimum threshold, that's just 2 points to the bottom line. And adds on 2 points to the bottom line every crew.
Dude, for being under 30, you seem like you got it figured out.
I haven't figured out everything. I've figured out some things. I'm good at math. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm decent at math.
Yeah. Explains the accounting major, right?
Yeah. But I enjoy the business side of things very much so.
How much do you study the business side of things?
A lot. I mean, that's a lot of business books.
I was going to ask you, are you a book guy or are you just
I'm
like
an audiobook guy in the morning when at like 4 or 5 a.m. If not, it's like really loud country in the truck with windows down, even if it's cold as shit outside.
Yeah.
I mean, just depends, you know.
When you say country, are you like Morgan Wallen? Are you like old school?
It depends.
If you're getting ready for like a Saturday night, or if you're like
Saturday nights, like Morgan Wallen type stuff.
Yeah.
You know, if I want to, you know, be calm, it's Hank Williams, you know.
Okay.
But it's just one of those things. So it depends on the vibe of the day, you know, how we wake up out of the bed. So
let's go back to that little slight comment you said listen to audiobooks at 4 or 5 in the morning. That's crazy. What time you go to bed, dude?
I go to bed early. I'm like this is late for me. It's
really?
Yeah, I'm usually in bed by 10 and asleep, passed out.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, dude, that's insane.
I mean, I'm wired for work. I like to be productive.
Your head is down and you're just ready to get it.
Yeah. A lot to get out there. Just got to work for it. So, yeah.
You sound like the goal is hustle now and then retire by, let's say, 40.
I don't think I'll ever retire. It's not kind of guy. I want to be able to have fun at a larger rate when I'm older, you know. Yeah. But I mean, I still have a lot of fun now. Don't get me wrong. Play a lot of golf, you know.
Do you?
Oh yeah, a lot.
I didn't see you at our golf outing last Friday.
You know, I didn't get an invite from Shane. You know, but I had a long 3 weeks of travel between a member guest and mid-year and then another conference. So I decided to stay out of it. And I also didn't get an invite from Shane, which is the biggest portion of it. I would have been there if Shane asked me personally.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
It is really
Shane.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to step his game up. He
does. I don't think anyone would have won. You know, Shane definitely wouldn't have won. I don't know who won, but definitely not Shane. And he's a great golfer, by the way. Me and him and a couple other guys went on a golf trip to Nebraska with Ben Warner in June, the first week of June, and that was really enlightening and good for us. You know. Yeah.
Hanging out and playing some golf.
Lots of time in the truck. I'll say that. We planned it. We planned it really well, where we sat in the truck more than we played golf. But
really,
it was. I mean, it's 4 or 5 hours from each course to each course, and
dang,
it was a fun time. You know.
Yeah, that's a long time. That's a lot of country music.
Yeah, I mean Shane talked a lot, but his
I
all
couldn't imagine that.
I mean, imagine that. But I mean, he's the best dude on earth, one of my best friends. So I
Yeah.
can't complain at all. Good time hanging with the guys. So
Oh, that's why Neri didn't come.
yeah, exactly. It's a Shane problem.
Andrew says, "What's up, fellas?
What
What's
up,
up,
Andrew?
Andrew?
Andrew's my boy. I met him at mid-year this year,
Did
and
you?
he's awesome. He's
Yeah,
honestly awesome. So
yeah, yeah. Mid-year. What'd you think of mid-year?
um, honestly, a lot of the stuff could have been done in about half the time.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of good information in it,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a lot of dead time that I thought may have been better used to help grow the organization. And yeah, that's all I'll say. And I got a little bored and started AIing people, and that's
Yeah. Which
yeah,
they were funny. I've seen two of
yeah.
them. They were freaking hilarious.
There's a lot of them.
I will say too, my big thing with mid-year that I was kind of surprised about was how let's say how different every chapter is, but still the same, if that makes sense.
Everyone has the same problems.
Yes.
Yes. And that's why you want people to get involved. Like that's why I got involved, to learn, to meet people. I wouldn't have never met you if I wasn't involved in the AFA. I mean, we got to sit together on the bus, but I never would have met Shane. I never would have met Todd. I never would have met these guys if I hadn't gone to FenSec, hadn't been mingling with people after hours, hadn't been able to go talk to these people. And that's the best thing about AFA. The organizational stuff, it has to get done. So it's just part of the work that you got to be there for. It might suck. It does suck sometimes, but you just got to do it. But I'm very thankful for all the AFA has given me. I mean, they've helped jumpstart my career to bigger and better things. So,
when was the first FinTech you went to?
I went to Oklahoma. It was my first one.
Okay.
It was 2023.
So was it Oklahoma and then Nashville? Is that right?
Yeah, Oklahoma, then Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nashville was my first one.
Okay.
So, but it sounds like you've gotten a lot of networking done in that meantime, because you brought up networking several times, and then you're talking about that just now. Why is that so important for you?
You can get your answers to your problems or riddles solved a whole lot faster and a whole lot more efficient when you know people that have already been through the situations. I talk to Shane pretty much daily. We spit fire back and forth. Hey, I have this issue. Hey, you have this issue. How do we solve this? Whether it's personnel, whether it's business stuff, whether it's, organizational stuff, how you run the business, there's so many different faucets to, squeeze on that one. And just between suppliers and other fence contractors, what you could be doing, what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right. We were talking before about how you buy versus how I buy. It's like, how do we get you to that point? Like, what do we do? And then being involved, also get coaching. I think coaching is great. I mean, I'm involved. I love Robert Whitaker. I love Tony Thornton. I love all those guys because they also promote good energy within the space.
Yeah.
They might do different, they might teach different things, but they have allowed me to grow in the business and meet people and teach and learn. And it's teaching myself that there's always something to be part of, there's always something to be, you can always grab more. So
look at that. You spoke his name and he joined.
Oh, he come out of the woodworks.
What are the chances of that? Literally, like right when you said it, I seen it pop up. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think coaching is important. I think I'd say a good fair mix of both, right? Coaching and, like you said, like not only do you do the coaching stuff, but you also have your head down and you're going and getting it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go back a little bit whenever we were talking about buying from suppliers, and I wanted to go a little bit deeper into what you had mentioned as far as like, the new people coming on, like new companies and buying from suppliers. What do you recommend? I mean, because obviously most supplier companies have different tiers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So these guys come in and let's say they're brand new. They're probably at the lowest tier. Let's just say most of them have 4
Yeah.
tiers. Um, how are they going to present themselves to say like, hey, if you take care of me now, I'll be here? Or is it just a long-term relationship
It's
that
a
you got to
long-term
build? Or
relationship. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight.
Mhm,
I think the biggest key to success is being in person with it. You know,
mhm,
like so I met Todd Jeffries in Oklahoma. We had dinner with a mutual Iron World, which is another supplier.
mhm.
They produce aluminum and steel and gates and stuff, and we buy a lot of stuff from them. But the biggest thing for that is meeting people at these dinners, meeting people to do that, and then talking to these people. So we had a conversation at the bar that night. Um, Whatever happened after happened after. Obviously, we all went out. But 2 weeks later, I called him. I'm like, hey, I'm coming up. I want to visit you. I want to meet you in person. I want to see your operation. I want to see how you do things.
Yeah.
And he was in Chattanooga. It's about 2 hours away.
This is to Todd or to
Yeah,
Iron World?
to Todd. To Todd.
Okay.
I was like, let's go have a conversation. Like, I'm buying from Master Alco now. Right now, I'm buying from Stevens. I'm buying from these big box stores. Let's have a conversation. And we had a conversation, and it proved good for us. It proved that we could grow as a business together. He was going to help me grow, and I'm going to help him grow. So every time someone's like, hey, I'm in the area, like, go see Todd. He's going to give you good pricing. He's going to help you grow your business. He's not going to. It's about the long-term relationships. That's something that the big box stores don't get. They can't get because they have to meet certain margins. They have to meet certain things. But these smaller supply stores, they can help you. They want you to succeed because you succeed, they succeed. It's part of the economics of business.
Yeah.
So,
I'm with you, dude. I've been preaching that for a while now, saying that if I was a supply company, yeah, you want to work with the big people, right? But also those smaller companies, you want to work with them too, because they may be able to win more jobs if you help them out on your end, right? Instead of giving that tier 4 pricing or whatever, you give them 3 or 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then now we're all winning because now we're selling more material. You're buying more, you're selling more.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, nope, you're staying tier 4, move on to the next.
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense to me, but
and even if you buy a truck, if you have the ability to buy a truckload, invest in that, right? So if you buy a truckload of aluminum or a truckload of wood or a truckload of chain link, invest in that. That's going to help you grow your business, right? So you're obviously going to get better pricing with truckloads, right? That's just simple math of it. Well, if you can take that and leverage that to grow your business where you have stronger margins because you already bought it better and grow it, you're going to win those jobs. So that goes into forecasting. You want to buy truckloads of the right things at the right time, right? So if you know that summer's a really big pool market, we do a lot of 5'3" rail aluminum flat top. So we'll buy really good for the summer starting in April, and then we know the builders are doing all this fall protection, in the fall into winter. We forecast that. We know when that's going on. We also know when the jobs are coming out because we have good relationships with the builders, and we purchase on that level. It's not exact. There's no math to it. I mean, there's no exact science to it, but we can, if you can supply and you can store it correctly, you can have a higher win rate, higher margins, more money for you, more money for the supplier. And that's how you build those relationships. I mean, you don't get there overnight. It's not overnight. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You don't go from 3 to wherever we're at right now, just overnight. You just got to do it consistently and consecutively.
Yeah. What's interesting about that is I was telling somebody and I were talking about all this stuff, and I think it was a phone call. Maybe it was a podcast. I don't remember. But anyways, and I wonder why, and maybe people do it across the country, but let's say me and you and Shane, right?
Yeah.
Let's say we were all, I don't know, we'll say we're all at 2 million. Okay. And what would stop us? Like, if you had the space, us 3, we go in together and buy a truckload.
There's nothing better than that.
Yeah. And now we're all 3 we're on the same market, but like in Indy, there's 200 fence companies and 2.2 million people.
Yeah.
So like, why couldn't we all, win? But now you're probably getting into, like, obviously we're all going to have different overhead. So as long as we aren't discussing pricing as far as, what we're selling it for, then I think it could be doable. I mean,
very doable. You just have to have a good relationship, good contracts. I mean, I'm a big believer in handshakes.
mm-hmm,
I've been screwed over on a lot of handshakes, and that's a lesson learned.
mm-hmm,
But it's more of a, everyone works together. You get to the end goal a lot faster and a lot quicker, and you can use each other to leverage each other.
yeah, yeah,
Partnerships are what makes the dream work.
yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. Which I don't know if you've seen Jordan. He said, "Big dog."
My bro, Jordan's one of my best friends too.
Is he?
Yeah, we talk every day. So I found some of my closest and best friends are in this industry, and it's great.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful for it. You have no clue.
Yeah. Ken says the president had to stop by, and say, "Good evening, gentlemen." Which I'm surprised he's not doing fair stuff right now. I've seen he's busy.
Well, he's probably grilling up some meat from what I hear.
Yeah. And then Shane says antitrust.
Shane doesn't trust nobody.
Yeah. See, I do it in the Cleveland Akron market with vinyl.
Good.
There you go.
If you're supporting each other too, and that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. How you talked quite a bit about forecasting. How important is that, and should everybody be doing it?
I think it's very important for what you want to do, right? So I have goals and metrics I want to hit. My sales guys have goals they want to hit, and I have goals that I have to hit for my overhead. So that's how you forecast. That's how you decide where you want to be. You can either force massive growth if you have massive capital that you're saving. There's a quote I heard, I think it was last week. Stay small enough, long enough, you can get big enough, quick enough. So if you save your money, you stockpile it, you have the ability to change your narrative, right? We're very big on not leveraging ourselves at all. So we were small for a while, a long time. We made the cash, we made the money, and now we're able to buy in cash, and we have terms with suppliers to flow that. But it's allowed us to take on a lot more projects at a lot faster rate, and win at a way higher rate. But it's all about understanding your numbers. And if you can understand your numbers, you know what you need to do for marketing. You know that if you want X, you have to put X, Y into it.
Do you think that's important for all levels? So let's say your $500,000 companies are doing the same as their $10 million companies?
I think you can I think there's an opportunistic way for every person to forecast. Now, if you don't want that and you just want to put in fence and you're one guy, one man crew, owner, operator, that's great. I mean, that's part of the best part of the business. You can make a lot of money with one crew and you go put in a bunch of stuff and you sell fence all day, and we have one crew and you have no overhead and you drop ship to your door. I know a lot of guys like that, and that's really profitable. You can do that for a while, and you stockpile cash. And I mean, the money's really good. I've seen some books that are, honestly, extremely impressive in certain areas. But then if you get too big, you have to realize that you have to make money to pay people, right? And you got to have good people. You can't have really bad people. You gotta put steak on their plate. Really treating them to treat you right is the biggest thing, and always being there for them. I mean, I feel like we give a lot and we don't get as much as we give. That's part of being a business owner. That's part of being, executive in a business. You want to give back to your team no matter what, and have the ability to.
Yeah, I mean that's huge. Which giving back. So you're involved with AFA at a couple different levels, right? Because are you
the incoming chapter president?
Incoming chapter president, so president-elect, and then what do you do with emerging fence professionals?
I'm on that board, I guess, with Robert. It's great. We talk about it every Friday. We have something on Friday it's 3:00 my time, so 2:00 everyone else's time. Because most of the people are in Texas, but it's great. We talk, we solve problems, and we get to learn each other. I don't know how I'm posting on social media because I don't run our social media, but I love that. I love that
somebody
stuff.
Is.
I think it's Jordan. Jordan is definitely doing that stuff. So
that's hilarious. So giving back. So obviously, when you went to Oklahoma for Fence Tech, what made you want to get involved?
Seeing that it's an opportunity to meet people, network, learn. I think the biggest driver for me is learning. I want to know more. I want to know as much as I can. Meeting people. I mean, from our first experience meeting people was Tony Thornton's, business consult summit thing, which was awesome. And I didn't know a single person in that room back in 2021 when he did it. And now I know everyone in that room. And I can call them on a first name basis and I have all their cell phone numbers. But
you were 24 at that time.
Yep.
That's wild. Shout out to Matt Sharadana.
What up, Matt?
So you were there and wanted to give back. So obviously you've moved up pretty quick. I mean, clearly. So do you have any exciting things that you're going to do in the Georgia chapter?
We got our event that's going to happen right after the Masters this year. We're still narrowing down the actual stuff. We're going to do a 2-day golf event and then a training event with testing, and then a tabletop show. We're narrowing down the locations right now. Last year we did at Lake Lanier. Todd and I planned an amazing event. We had a lot of turnout from the year before, and this year it's just going to be even better. It's just a great event, networking, talking to people. I mean, it's just great to see everyone come out and enjoy. And we're a new chapter, and we want to grow as much as possible. We want to give back. I mean, everyone helps this industry run, from the suppliers down to the contractors down to the homeowners. So how do we get everyone to give back? And that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Well, Kevin from Orlando Hinge Company says, the older I get, the more I learn. Open mind. It's 100% true.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you guys, what do the kids say is chat? If you guys have anything that you want to ask, feel free to ask. We'll pull it up here and can get rolling that. So obviously he's an expert in numbers. So if you got forecasting questions or anything like that, I'm sure he'll open up and answer for you. So did we even go? We didn't even go over our 5 rapid fire questions, did we?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, so I didn't tell you them. Usually I give people the chance to answer them beforehand. So we'll just wait. We'll wait for those.
Okay.
So I don't want to put you in a pickle.
So, you can put me in a pickle. That's the best part about it. You got to be able to answer quick and fire fast.
And go. Okay. I haven't even. All right. It says that what is, because obviously you said that your dad was in the pharmacy world, right?
Yep.
So what is the most pharmacy thing that he's ever done in the fence business?
I mean, he breaks it down like every piece of wood that goes out of the office, he counts. I mean, he wants to know that, make sure everything goes out, comes back, and we're very, very strict on inventory. Very, very strict.
Really?
We let nothing go to waste. But we also, it keeps our quality very high. We don't put out bad shit. We don't let bad shit leave the warehouse, and we won't let bad shit back in. So
that's awesome. Obviously, anybody that is listening to this show, watching this show, knows that Atlanta traffic is usually awful.
Yeah.
So how many times do you have a week a crew be on the way to a job site and turn around because traffic sucks?
Never, because traffic sucks, because I like making money. But we also, we load early. We know the crews are usually out of the office by 6:30.
Yeah.
And maybe 7 at the latest, but traffic doesn't really start till 7:38. And even if it takes an hour to get to the job, where we're located is like right where all that traffic is. Everyone's calling it. It's called Spaghetti Junction for a reason. It's a bunch of roads and bridges and whatnot.
Yeah.
So if you can get through that, you're pretty much good. Unless there's a wreck, which that happens a lot too. But that's part of living in Atlanta. Kind of get used to it. I mean, yesterday it took me 45 minutes to get home, or Monday it took me 45 minutes to get home. Yeah, I guess that was yesterday, and I was like 3 miles from my house.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
that is actually insane.
Yeah, it's not fun, but it's part of the jungle we live in.
So I know that you enjoy being outdoors, fishing, golfing, all that stuff. Do you have like a favorite fishing hole that, maybe you'd want to go and build a fence around? And if you did, what fence are you building?
I don't think you should hide that from people. You know,
You
I
don't
like
know the
fishing
bass
on
to
the
yourself?
lake. I think if it's good enough for me, it's good enough for everyone. You know,
Really?
don't hide stuff. You know, it's there for everyone.
Okay.
There's
Sharing the
enough fish
fish.
in the world. There's enough fish in the world. So
Now it sounds like a dating app.
yeah, it's not plenty of fish. So
As long as we stay off Feet Finder, we'll be all right.
I mean, I'm not on that. You don't want to see my feet after the military. They're pretty busted up.
Dude, social media, there you go.
I mean, they're
We found your views.
Jordan, you need to get on that. We'll talk later.
Yeah. All right. So you and your dad run a business together. Who usually wins the argument? Is it, the logistics guy is in you or the pharmacy guy?
Well, I'm more stubborn, so I don't take no for an answer. I'm a lot more stubborn. And so we bicker a lot. Being in a family business is difficult. I would say usually I say something and then we have a knockdown brawl out fight of yelling across the office, which is toxic. And I know that. But I don't like taking no for an answer. And then 30 minutes later, I usually we usually come to calm down and talk about it. And usually it's in the middle or more leaning to my side. That's just my opinion. So, it is what it is.
Yeah. All right. So last rapid fire question says, so you and your dad bought the business together. His idea brought you in. If Pops called you tomorrow and said, hey, I think we should buy into this, and it's a completely different industry, what industry would you absolutely refuse to go into?
Roofing, without a doubt.
Really?
Yeah. Takes too long to get your money. Roofing or decking takes too long to get your money.
Yeah, but you get a lot of it, don't you?
It takes too long. The life cycle is too long.
Yeah.
And you can't be big enough quick enough. Now that I see how big we can get, I'm too greedy. I don't think it would take too long to get that big from ground zero.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I've heard roofing is pretty good, but it does take a while.
Yeah, I have a really good buddy. I play golf with a lot. He's in our Saturday group, and he owns a very, very large roofing company down in Florida. Like very, very large, like 10 times the size of my business perspective. And, it's a commercial roofing company, and it's a very hard thing to get into. Once you can stay in it long enough. I mean, he's been doing it 30 years. He's a little bit older than me. He's one of my mentors. But you can do it if you can last a 7-year life cycle of a roofing company. Just because you deal with insurance all the time, and insurance takes a long time to pay, and you have to float that. If you don't have money to pay for the next job, then you can't get ahead. So that's the way I look at it. You got to pay for the labor somehow, and you got to put food on the table. So,
which Alex Harris says, I agree with roofs, but not decks.
I just think they take long. That's my personal opinion. I can put up a fence in 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
Because we do mostly residential and builder stuff. So it's, it's not, a million feet of impasse or whatever, like these commercial companies do. And that's okay. I don't want to get into that market. I just want to put up, 300-foot fence and put it on repeat, 10, 15, 20 times a day.
So how much commercial work are you doing?
Very little, probably 10% of the business.
Really?
Yeah. If you call the builder work, I don't call it commercial. It's like light commercial. That takes a while to get your money, but it's a lot of repetition. A lot of fence goes up. So,
what do you mean by builder work? What do you say?
Like Lennar, DR Horton, Weekly, Pulte, all those bigger
the HOA fences.
No, they do a lot of like land development fences, like entrance gates, openers, access control, pools, retaining walls, stuff like that. Retention ponds. They all have to have fence around them, and then HOA fences. So, yeah.
Which Alex says that they can build a 12K deck in 2 to 3 days.
But I can build a 12K fence in 1 day.
Ooh, now we're making money. And that's crazy. You guys don't do any no dig.
No dig. It's all dig and set.
Do any of your crews like ever talk about
We've had the discussion. You know, we at once a month we have all the crews and come in. We buy them breakfast, usually once a month, and we have a conversation. We usually do some safety training just for insurance purposes, just to make sure our mod score stays as low as it can. But it's part of that. We talk about it, but in our market, no one else is doing it. And I'm not saying I don't want to do it. I think it's a great idea. I'm not the one installing fence. We run the business from the top down, and they're the ones who are executing it. So we have to give them the best information, the best way to do it. I don't care how they put it in the ground. I just want them to get it done efficiently so I can pay them.
How many project managers do you have that are running those crews?
So we don't have project managers. The salesmen are also the project managers, and they sell the job, they market, they paint it, take pictures, take videos, and then they handle the project through. We have a sales manager, we have a general manager, we have an inside and outside operations manager that help funnel all the BS that comes with it, but it works out well. So there's not a lot of guessing to it. There's a lot of preemptive stuff that we go in, so we don't have any issues.
Do your guys do pre and post walkthroughs?
We do a post walkthrough with the crew, and they send it to us, and then we send it to the customer. We have a checklist. The owner has to sign it at the house. So the crew has to get a sign off from the homeowner, or they have to get a sign off from someone on the staff before they can leave the job site.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what we have a problem with here is a lot of times the homeowner will tell the crew, "Oh yeah, it looks great," and then call the office immediately like, "Hey, this picket looks like it's over too far," or whatever it may be. You guys don't deal with that a lot?
So we do, but that's why we have the checklist. They have to sign it. They go through. We have like 10 questions they answer on our checklist. Then they sign it at the bottom, and the installer signs it too. And we get those back every morning.
Interesting.
And the customer calls back the next day. I don't like this. Well, sir, ma'am, you signed it. Like, let's take a look at it. We'll be open and honest about it. But it's usually late at night when they finish, so they don't see it all. And we're okay with going back and fixing it. We want to do good work. We want to make sure the world goes around. They spend a lot of money on a fence, and we want to make sure that they do good things. So
that's good. I like the idea of that. We don't really have people sign stuff on site typically, but I always have my project manager / sales guy. I have him go and do the walkthrough with the customer without the crew.
Okay.
Because I just found that for whatever reason, homeowners are just like nervous to say stuff around the crews. And I don't know why. Maybe because they watch them do all the work, I guess. But so then I was like, okay, we're just going to eliminate them. So that way they'll tell everything to the sales guy that's built that trust the whole time.
Yeah.
So, and it seems to work, but it's not perfect. But here we are. I mean, that's why we all talk about this stuff, right?
There's never going to be a perfect solution. No. You're always going to deal with it's construction. It's never perfect. And once you can get that through your brain, there's a lot more. There's scalability in that. You got to figure out the best way you can manage it and go from there.
Yeah. So, that's like Kevin said a little while ago. The older I get, the more open mind I have.
Yeah.
So
there's always change and always integrations, always implementations of better practices, and we never want to stop learning because then we never get better.
Yeah.
So,
again, chat, if you guys got any questions that you want to ask, what are we? Oh, we're almost at an hour already.
Wow.
Feel free to drop them in here. We'll be on here. I got a couple more questions, and then we'll let them go to sleep since apparently this is late for them.
It's not that late, but I mean, I got to go to bed at some point.
Yeah. I know.
Every day tomorrow.
Dude, I've had a couple guests on here that we've done hour and a half, hour and 45, 2 hours. And it's like, golly, that's a long time.
We can go as long as you want.
Yeah. Well, we'd have to really dive into some of it, but so yeah, man, let's say what's 3 pieces of advice that you can give to a newer, younger company that's starting up and wanting to scale as fast as you have?
Don't be too eager. I mean, always you gotta figure out where you are. You know, in my younger career, when I was younger, I thought I knew everything. I thought, you know, I was the biggest and baddest fence company in town, realizing that I was not. And you need to, you know, check your ego at the door. Realize that there's a lot more that you can learn, and you can learn every day. And find good people to help you grow. Like they've probably, if like, I'll help anyone out. You know, no matter whether they're big, small, and different. I want people to learn. I want people to grow, because it just creates a better environment for everyone to be in. With that being said, pick a mentor. Right, I've latched onto a lot of people in my life that have helped me throughout my career, and I've always have different mentors in certain aspects of things. And you want to grow through that. You want to help them. You want them to believe in you because you believe in yourself, and they'll help you get to the moon. You just got to figure out who you want to latch onto, where you see the most respect, where you see that you know growth is coming from, and just you know take tools out of their toolbox, take tools out of another guy's toolbox, and put them in your own toolbox for leadership and growth. So going back to the original question, if I was to start over again and I needed some advice, it would be, you know, learn from the top down and then the bottom up. Learn how to run the business, but also learn how the business runs. Because if you don't know how the business runs, you can't grow it. You can't, if like coming from, you know, inputting stuff into the CRM, what's the quickest way to do it? What's the quickest way to set an appointment? What's the quickest way to land a deal, right? Where do you want to be with your margins? Where do you want to be with everything else? And then knowing your numbers is the largest thing I could tell anyone. Shout out to Stash Grade again, because they're great. I should just every company use them. But it tells you your numbers. It tells you where your margins are, right? How much money you actually made, what your business is worth technically, I guess. And there's still some caveats to that. Like, where do you want to be? What's your goal, right? Do you want to hit 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, 30 million? Like, where do you need to be to get there? How much cash do you need to get there? And then don't over leverage yourself. Big thing.
Yeah.
Stay small enough, long enough to get big enough, quick enough.
Love it, man. There are some questions here. One comment here, Robert Evers. Shout out to DJ Robert Evers. I'm learning every day with my team.
Yep. Open-minded.
So Rodney, double R, here in Indiana, the great state of Indiana. Why no in-house installers?
The market, I mean, no one really has in-house installers up here. There's some access control guys that have in-house guys, but there's not a lot of in-house installers in the metro Atlanta area. There's just not. There's one or two companies that have a few, but there's not a lot.
You never deal with homeowners like asking if you have in-house or if you sub it out?
No, because most of the construction that gets done around here, the residential and light commercial stuff is subs. So they kind of know the gist.
They're expecting it.
Yeah, they're expecting it. Yeah. But I mean, the guys show up in our shirts. You know, they show up logoed out. Their trucks are just their trucks, and their trailers are just their trailers. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Justin Nary's got a question. When am I flying out to look at some ag fence?
I knew that was going to come up from him. We can talk offline. It's coming pretty soon, though.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Justin, just make sure you have a layover in Indianapolis. I'll hop on with you. I'll go down there just to hang out. Knowing Justin, he'll drive.
Yeah, he'll drive. He'll drive. He was not a fan of the airport in Ohio. I'll say that. He was like, where do I go? What do I see? What do I do?
Yeah.
But
he's like, it's all right. I drove 12 hours. I have a 73-foot trailer with me and 37,000 pounds with me.
Yeah.
Dang, dude, what?
He just likes to tow that trailer around. I don't know what's up.
I know. It's an ag thing, you know.
It makes sense. It makes total sense.
Yeah, that's funny because up here in Indy, I was going to go back to the in-house guys. So it's mixed up here in Indy.
Yeah.
Some guys use subs. We use all subs, but ours are the same way. Like, you know, they've been with me for a while and stuff. And then, you know, we get them shirts and things like that as well. Yeah. But they do pull up in their own trucks and their own tools. So, but it doesn't really come up here either. So I don't know if people just expect it nowadays or what.
I think they're oblivious to it, to be honest. I mean, there's nothing good or bad or indifferent about it. I mean, businesses are ran certain ways. you can track your numbers are much more accurate with knowing exactly what your overhead is. So a lot of guys, a lot of coaches out there and a lot of consultants out there that can track the hours that cost to do a job. Like I would love to be able to do that, but we pay by the foot. So I know what my costs are before I even go on the job.
Yeah.
So I can do a cost analysis prior to even getting out there. Obviously shit happens, but we can figure that out. So
that's what I enjoy about it. Whether it takes them 4 hours or 4 days, it's the same expenses.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice. Yeah. But well, sweet. That's about all I have for you, man.
Okay.
So you got any? I guess people can't really reach out to you on social because
you're not really I just might not check it for 2 to 3 weeks, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can put my number down in the chat. I'll talk to anyone. I love talking to people. I love learning. Hear anyone out. I'll fly out to anywhere pretty much. Not the West Coast, but we'll fly out anywhere East Coast or middle of the country, just to learn and see and do. You know, I think it's awesome. I think this industry is so inviting that we can learn from everyone, and that's how you meet people. You make connections. You grow. Help people grow, and they help you grow. It's about giving back, and if you do good things come back to you.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Which it looks like Jessica shared our YouTube channel. So we have a long form YouTube channel now and a shorts YouTube channel. So they're two separate things. So if you guys want to watch this interview in long form, go to our Fence Guy podcast with the number 1, and that is our long form. So you can see all the full interviews and stuff like that. If you're like a TikTok guy and just wants to watch shorts, go to our other YouTube channel, which is our YouTube Shorts. So go on there, check it out. Shane says, ain't much, but it's honest work, Jared. Good show, boys. And Melanie said, loved this. Miss you, Jared. Hopefully we can hang out soon.
Anytime. Come on down, Amanda.
Shorts been blowing up, I saw. Yes, they have. They have been doing very well. And we appreciate everybody that watches. So make sure you guys watch this one, rewatch it, share it with your friends, family. Not too many of them though. Make sure they're in the fence industry because we don't want to mess up our algorithm. So make sure you do it the right way. So, but to all of you guys, make sure you check out the Friday. Oh, there she is. Make sure you check out the Friday solo episodes that I do where I get down and dirty about certain things. And lately we've been having a couple guests on there talking about more things, more in depth. So we appreciate you guys. Jared, we appreciate you taking time on your Taco Tuesday to come on here. And to all of you guys, don't forget, go out there and be a good human.